Greetings everybody. Today we will be talking about exceptions in that. Exceptions in that. So what are exceptions? Exceptions are like unexpected problems that can happen while the program is running. When something goes wrong, that throws an exception. It's a signal that says, hey, something unexpected happened and I don't know how to handle it. In everyday life, think of exception like unexpected rain during your outdoor picnic. You plan everything, but the rain is something you didn't anticipate. Just like, oops, let me handle it appropriately. So now, let's go to our code. There are different scenarios whereby exception can happen. A lot of scenarios. The first one is when we try to divide by 0. Divide by 0. Now I have a result. Var result equals 5. And I went ahead. Now this result that I have, I intend to divide it by 0. Print results. And I don't hold $sign. What do you think will happen? Let's find out. Oh, we didn't save it. Let's save it that way. Unhandled exception. So there was an exception here. Unexpected or unanticipated occurrence of something happening. So how do we handle this exception in that? That's the next question that we need to ask. How do we handle this exception? We use something called try and catch. Try and catch function. I'm going to take this into my try and catch codes. Okay. Then catch. If for exception, print error. So now let's run it down and see if it was able to handle our exception. Error integer divided by 0 exception. So that's the type of exception we had. It's giving us information about exception. The second type of exception that you're going to encounter is when you try to run a null value. And what do I mean by a null value? A value that has nothing assigned to it. You just declared a variable. Let's show this by giving an example. String. Now, when you want to use null value, it's important you add question mark before the variable name. So I have a name. Ordinarily, I would have assigned a value to the name, maybe Emeka, but I'm not going to assign anything. That means the value is null. Now I will now want to print name the length. Name the length. I need to remove this inside the quotes. Name the length. And give me error. The property length can't be unconditionally assigned because the receiver can be null. Try making the access conditional using OK, which we've done, and or adding a null check to the target. So let's add a null check to the target. This is the null check to the target. Sorry, it should come before in. So our error is gone. So this bank sign is used for null check. I have to comment out here. Let me run it and see what is going to happen. Null check operator used on a null value. But it didn't give us much information about the error. Now let's add a try and catch method. Try and catch exception, and let's see what will happen. Print error $e. Let's run and let's see what the result is going to be like. Now it's not very specific. It didn't bring out all these ones anymore. So it's error null check operator used on a null value. So it helps you, the try and catch helps you to really see the mistakes or the unexpected occurrences that are going to happen while you are coding. So the next thing we're going to look at is next thing we want to look at is this. We want to this one is assessing null value. Assessing null value. So the third thing we're going to look at is list index out of bound. List index out of index, okay, or out of boundary. So we're going to create a list here. We comment this one out so that it doesn't disturb our work. We're going to create a list of integers, and we're going to name it numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's keep it at 3. Now the next thing is that we want to print numbers 5. So what does this mean? Remember, while counting in programming, you start 0, 1, 2. So you just have 3 items inside the list. And I'm trying to access the element at the 5th position. You just have 3 positions here. I'm trying to access it at the 5th position. What do you think is going to happen at this point in time? Now let's run it and see. Save and run. Unhandled exception. Range error. Not inclusive in the range 0 to 2. Remember I said it's start counting from 0, 1, 2. So we want all these things gone. We don't want all these lines and statements that we don't understand. So what do? I add a try and catch here. Try and catch. try and catch the error. So let's try and catch the error. Okay, catch E, and I print error okay, $sign E. I want to pick the error. So let's see what's going to do for us. So it now went specific to tell us index value not inclusive in the ring. The next type we want to look at is this invalid string to integer parsing. We're trying to convert a string to integer, but in this case, it is not valid. We're trying to pass an invalid string to integer. So we go straight up, comment it out. Passing invalid string to integer. So let's see how this goes. var invalid string. So I now want to have int.parse ABC. So if you look very well, you will notice that ABC has not been defined. It hasn't actually been declared. So and now I want to print invalid string. And what's it going to show me? Invalid radius number at character 1. ABC is invalid. Now I have to put my try and catch around it. Try. So I cut it out. Cut. Catch. Print error with my $E. Format exception, invalid radius, then number at character 1. So what it's basically telling us is that this ABC here is simply invalid. It wasn't declared. It wasn't even assigned a value. So how do you pass? How do you pass a value to it? How do you convert it from the string that it is to an integer? Note, you can actually convert a string to integer. So how do I do that? Let me declare number 1 and give it a value string. Right now it's a string because it's inside of the quotes. So, and I'll say var results equals to int parse number 1. So I'll now print results. Let's run it. Initially, it was what? A string. Okay. Let's move to the next item that we have here. Now, opening a non-existent file. And for this, I have to import that dot IE. Yeah, I'll need this for this operation. So, trying to open a non-existent file. Var file equals to file system. So it's asking me for the path non-existent file. Non-existent file. So I'll close it. Now I want to read the file. I'll use a read method, read as string sync. So let's print. File. Okay. Path not found, cannot open file path not non-existent. So now we need to put it inside a try catch. A try catch statement. Cut. We can catch exception E prints so this should be E no longer fine. So error cannot open file path non-existent. The system cannot find the file specified. So imagine when you've written a program that needs to access a particular file, and you now move it to a new system that doesn't have a file. What do you think will happen? There will be an exception. So the next one I would like us to look at is async and await. So async and await is more like you're performing a task inside your house, assuming you are cooking and your child needs attention. So while the food is cooking, you are still attending to, you take a little break to go and attend to the child, then you come back to your cooking. That's more like async. So while fetching data from the network, there are situations where it needs to be happening in the background while you keep on doing other things on your program instead of shutting down the whole program. So that is the idea of async and await. So let's look at it. So normally async and await uses a type called future. uses a type called future. So we want to fetch data from the commonly used when you want to fetch data from network. So I now add async. Very important. So that's what it does. It helps you to do background task. So if it fails to fetch data from the network, it throws exception. And in that exception, you write what you want to show. Fail to fetch data. Fail to fetch data. So remember, this fetch data is a method. So we want to keep it outside the main method. So now we want to call upon the fetch data inside the main method. We're going to use try catch. Await. So async goes with the keyword await. That's standard library output. So await fetch data await can only be used in an async function. Okay? And for us to correct this error, we have to go to the top and make our main method async. And our error is gone. The next thing we do is to catch. Yes, to catch. Okay. Sorry. That shouldn't be here. That should be here. Catch. E. Print. Error. $sign. E. So let's see what it has in store for us. I'll save and run. Fail to fetch data. Because that's the information we gave it to. So that's it for exception. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.